Michael, plenty to digest after that. What are your reflections overall?
Well, I said to the players in there just then, I'm not going to say exactly what I said, but I did say to them, I'll give you my emotional thoughts right now after the game, and then I'll give you a little bit more constructive thoughts and thinking after I've watched the game back and I've settled down. But I think, joking apart, my biggest message is that if we would have defended like we did in the second half in the first half, I felt we would have won the game come to it. And the reason I say that is that we knew and know that Burton are a good side. They put a lot of bodies forward, and we knew we would have hurt them on the counter-attack today. What we didn't do is we didn't defend particularly well in the first half. We weren't aggressive enough. And then that obviously turned the game into a bit of a basketball game in the first half where it was end-to-end. We end up having to defend very well in the second half because we go ahead in the game for the first time. And as we all know, whether you played the game or haven't played the game, but you've watched the game, it's a lot easier to play when you're behind and you're chasing the game than it is when you're in front because you've got something to hold on. So, I suppose very, very mixed emotions, but probably the most important emotion is that we've won the game. It's been a difficult period for us, and one or two players can be delighted with the performance today.
Can you give us a flavour of your emotional reaction after the game? Was it?
Yeah, no. I was just. It was one of them where, don't do that to me again type thing. It was like, like I say, we were nowhere near aggressive enough in the first half with how we defended, and I don't know if that's because we had the break or I don't know. We certainly did a lot of stuff in possession over the last couple of weeks, and sometimes having the break like that can work for you and against you. Having said that, the way the players come back into the game on both occasions, they deserve a lot of credit for their attitude.
With all that in mind, were you quite relieved to be 2-2 at half time?
No, because having sort of looked at the bits and pieces then, at half time, I actually thought we should have been in front, as daft as it sounds. If you look at the actual genuine chances, it was more second half where I was relieved. First half, like I say, we've given 2 goals away that were so soft, and that's unlike us really. I know we had a crazy 90 minutes against Accrington, but apart from that, we've not been one for really conceding soft goals. So that's something we need to be aware of. But I think it was more second half where I never really felt comfortable. But like I say, our attitude to defend and want to stop the ball going in the back of the goal in the second half was second to none.
And Tom Hopper, particularly the second one, some great finishes. Yeah,
very good. You'd expect him to finish the first one. Good work by Scully, but obviously fantastic finish the second one. I think even if he didn't score today, his performance was outstanding. I think we've seen signs of that in the Accrington and the Gillingham game, and you really seen and got a flavour for what he's capable of. Because he had to take a lot of responsibility on his shoulders today. Obviously, with the news in midweek of Tyrese being injured for the rest of the season, having to sort of go back to do his rehab, there's a lot of responsibility on him, and he took that today.
Do you like the way him and Scully are linking up together?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it was funny because obviously we changed things at half time slightly, thinking that they'd stay the same, and obviously they changed at half time as well. And I think with Scully and Hops, it's almost a little large scenario, a little pocket rocket, and obviously Tom, who can deal with the ball in the air and can deal with the physicality of big centre half. So let's hope that continues.
And Josh Vickers, another penalty save from him. That's 2 in a row from him now.
Yeah, but I mean, this one counts, doesn't it? And I said that to him, and he knows what I mean. It's like one of them where there's no point. Well, there is, of course there is, but you feel like there's no point really saving one if you lose the game, and the way we did at Accrington. But they're the sort of like big moments in games and seasons that that you have to have, and players need to step up. And it was a big strong hand, and and you could tell it give everyone a little bit of energy.
And I thought there were two big moments either side of the penalty save. Connor Coventry made a really important block to deny Aitken, to think, and then Max made a crucial block soon after the penalty, but a block on the line soon after the penalty.
Yeah, again, you know, and that's the whole point. Goals, but they leave themselves wide open when they do that, and I felt we could have really hurt them.
How do you think Alan Sheehan did today on his debut? Do you feel you're almost safe now?
No, 100% points that we want to achieve for them comfortably. But if we achieve our goals, then I think I've just seen come in the back of the room getting punched by Sheehan when he scored the goal by accident, and. No, I think we're all right. I think we're okay. I mean, obviously George was struggling with his ankle a little bit. He rolled his ankle. How that was, no, that one. I think it'll be Scully because obviously strikers, you know, they're very selfish and rightly so. Rightly so, by the way. I feel for Joe a little bit because obviously he had one chalked off against Bolton. But if I know anything about forward-thinking players, then I'm sure Scully will win the argument on that one.
Yeah, and just finally for me, what's planned for this week? You got any friendly matches arranged at all, or just a week on the training ground?
No, yeah, nothing this week. Possibly the following week, but yeah, just a week at the training ground, and just make sure that our mindset is very, very similar to how it was in the second half. Because obviously, Tranmere have had a good win today on the back of the Shrewsbury game where I was at, and it's a difficult place to go. One, because of the pitch, but obviously two, now they've got a bit of purpose behind them.
Okay, thanks, Michael.
Michael, a mini milestone for you today. It was your first league double since you arrived here. Beat Burton home and away. Yeah. And chance for another one next Saturday. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, very different games as well. Obviously, this one and the one at their place. Thought there was more control to our game at their place last time round. It was a little bit manic at times today, but. If we can keep getting the 3 points and do another double on next Saturday, then I'll be delighted.
Yeah, if you get a chance to watch the DVD back, there was a moment, it's 15 minutes to go, Joe Morrell fired the ball just over the bar from Hopper's pullback, but 9 outfield players touched the ball in that move. That's not something I can recall in a long time. I think only Max Melbourne wasn't involved. It was a brilliant shame Joe couldn't put it away.
Yeah, well, I've got one with 10. And I'll show it. I'll bring it in and show it you. But no, I appreciate the change the shape 2 or 3 times in the game today. Who've been playing at this level for a while now, and you know this is our first time for a hell of a long time. We want to grow as a group. We want to grow as a football club, and you know we want to be known for playing a certain way, but being aggressive with it because. You know, the lads will tell you first half, I thought we were good with the ball first half and did well, but we were just nowhere near aggressive, you know, and didn't want to stop the opposition playing enough. So, yeah, it was a good move. I remember the move. Couldn't quite work out how Joe missed it, but yeah, I suppose that's why I'm going to be biased and give it to Scully.
Thank you.
Michael, Connor Coventry had a good game today. How do you think he's progressing?
Really well. I thought he did very well against Gillingham a couple of weeks back as well, where he grew into the game as well. And he's Connor's basically one of them. Before the week leading into the Gillingham game, his performances in training were almost give me the shirt. You know, I want the shirt. You know, and he got that because there's a couple of players who quite easily could have got it. And then I thought he did well against Gillingham, and then obviously today. You know, he's had to put a different performance that people at West Ham and people within youth football probably have seen of Connor in terms of his passing ability and keeping it nice and tidy and not giving the ball away. But he's had to really, really dig in at times. And the ground he covered to get back and make the block, people will just remember the block and think, oh, well done, yeah, great block. But the actual ground he covered to get back and do that was very good.
Thank you.
Obviously, with the impact you've had to the strikers recently, you set up slightly different today. You went with one extra man in the midfield. Is that something you've been working on in that break that we've just had? Because we haven't seen it as often this season.
No, yeah, definitely. And I think obviously expecting Burton to start with a free like they did, it certainly it helped us in possession, but then it hindered us out of possession a little bit, which we had to tweak it a little bit at half time. So, yeah, I mean, obviously. You know, losing Tyrese a little bit, took that option of sort of playing with 2 up top away from us. Scully can do that, we know we can do that. But, you know, that's an option that if we want to do, but, you know, without embarrassing him too much, when you've got Hops in the form and sort of frame of mind that he was in today, and obviously the last couple of games, you know, he can play up there on his own and have a scrap with the centre halves anyway.
Sort of turning round full cycle back to the start of the press conference and the emotions, you know, to support Alan, obviously the first double, emotionally your first away victories for City was at Burton, your first doubles over Burton, so that's emotional in itself. Tom became the 16th goal scorer this year, even if we're going to rob Joe of becoming the 17th, I'm sure of that one. But I thought the emotional bit came from your colleagues on the bench at the end, as they turned round towards the director's box and places. I just wonder if you and they saw it as a vindication for all the hard work you've put in so far.
Possibly. I think it's like anything. I think when the way the game went, Chris, it was one of them where, you know, you're down twice, you come back, you go ahead in the game, you know, we give a penalty away like we're doing, you're thinking, oh God, no. So it was probably a range of emotions. I think there's a real togetherness with the group. There is. I'm sure Tom and the players will agree that, you know, there's a fantastic vibe around the training ground at the minute, and there's a willingness and you can tell that, you know, the players are really fighting for one another. So that has to be the same for the remainder of the season. There's no hiding place. You know, we want to get as many points as we possibly can and make it as difficult for every team that we face.
Thank you.
Thank you.